and this is where I am. I removed the upper intake manifold because I wanted to remove the injectors. I wanted to send them to clean and flow tested, and then when I removed the primary injectors, I realized that they had silicone on it and the plugs were all destroyed. You can see here they put silicone on them to prevent them to unplug. And then I had a couple issues with the injectors. Okay guys, it's been like 3 weeks and I'm still waiting for the injectors. I keep calling and I'm still getting a lot of excuses.
First time.
But I'm gonna go to pick them up. The guy told me that at least the secondaries are ready. But long story short, I found another ECU and then I decided to just remove and replace the engine harness. And we're gonna replace it with this one. It's a Rywire plug and play harness. To be honest, I wanted to do my own and try to learn for more content to the channel, but I'm kind of getting tired of this car being here. I really want to drive the car and enjoy it and have it ready, especially when spring season starts. In order to do that and not being lost, what I'm gonna do is identify each block. You see they did a pretty good job in identifying each wire. So what I'm gonna do is every plug that I unplug, I'm just gonna plug it with the harness. I kind of don't want to remove the ignition coils and all that again, but I might have to, but we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna start with the one that says crank and the other one says cam, because this is the end or the beginning of the harness, however you want to see it. And these two go over there. Top one is the crank, the bottom one is the cam. Make sure you don't mix those and you get confused because you're gonna damage the engine. You can also identify them because crank is shorter and the cam is the longer one. So technically top and then bottom. Alright, so there's a plug in the transmission side that I might have to swap. For some reason it doesn't match. I'm not sure if it's because this car is JDM, but yeah, that plug have to be replaced. And now I just have to work on this side of the harness and then go inside to the ECU. Alright, here is, you see all the plugs that were broken. These ones I were able to remove them without pressing the button. You can tell how messed up this wire was. I mean, the car is in 1994. This plug I have to reuse it. I don't know why, but the plug that the harness had don't match the one on my transmission. And yeah, let's see if I can reuse the grommet, put in the Rywire harness, and then keep going.
You good?
Alright, so the harness in, the grommet's in. I haven't sealed the grommet because I don't know, instead of running the solenoid to the boost controller, I might just run it to the actual computer to control everything there. Also gonna buy oil pressure, fuel pressure, I don't know, I just want everything on the computer since this computer have that ability. I'm just trying to use the safety features. I'm not sure about this boost. I thought that was this one. but it's too short, and the plug is different as well. It's only 2-prong. Also, the H2O, which I'm assuming that is this one, but then this one is female and this one is female. There's a small wire that this harness came with, which I thought that was for this, but then one part is a female, one part is a male. So it's gonna be female to female. I don't know. I'm gonna Google it, try to get more information, and then hopefully I'll figure it out. Now I'm going to swap this connector from the transmission. Alright guys, it's the next day and I googled the shit out of electronic harnesses, all that you can think of, just to try to answer my own questions. You remember the channel is DIY. So I realized that this harness don't have a wire to go to the buzzer, so I had to figure that out, because if not, the buzzer is just gonna alarm and be annoying. So the H2O, let me see if I can find it here. This one actually goes to the coolant gauge sensor, which is next to the oil pressure sender. Let me see if I can turn off the flash. Yeah, you see that spade prong right there. I also figured out the boost one. I asked my buddy Ryan, and this one is boost, but it doesn't go to that one. This one goes to the factory boost solenoid. Again, this is when you have factory ratness, you have all these solenoids here, control the sequential and Westgate and all that crap. So this is the purpose of this one. So me, instead of, you remember that I mentioned in the previous videos that I was gonna route this to the boost controller. Well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put everything to the ECU and control it from there. So what I need to do is just either find a plug so I can put it there and then splice it to here. This is the Mac EFR 3-port one, or just cut it here and then put it here. So So the GoPro died, but I went ahead and finished it. This is how it's gonna look. You see, it looks cleaner. Route it this way, and then plug in here. So far, I'm loving it. All right, so the Rywire harness, I ordered it for my other injectors, the old Bosch 1680s, and then I realized that they were low impedance. So instead of splicing or cutting that wire that looks nice, I order these connectors. Alright, so a lot has been going on. Put everything back, all the plugs on the computer are plugged in. I had to replace the old alternator as well. I had this one spare and it works. This one was the one that I had. I replaced it because it's the only electrical thing that is still in the car after what happened with the harness. Set up the electronic already, but today I got the two liquid pressure sensors. One of them I'm planning to use it for fuel and the other one for oil pressure. And one is just plug and play from Tuned by Sean, which is literally goes to where the factory boost sensor goes, and then I had to configure that in the electronic. And then the other one is not that plug and play. I have to add these connectors and then install it in one of the computer's input. So hopefully I don't have to remove that intake manifold and I can just install it from the side. So let's keep going. All right, so I'm gonna wire now the sensors. Let's go to home, and then you can go to wiring guide, and then you can see all the pins. For the fuel pressure, you need to use the pin 1F. If you click on it, it tells you which pin it is, which is the third one if you look at the plug this way. Alright, so now that it's wired, I just have to tell the computer what we install. So you go to inputs, you go to liquid pressure sensors. In this case, oil pressure, I'm just gonna use the factory map sensor. In this case is 150 PCIG, and then I select channel 3 IMAP extension. And then for the fuel pressure, just click fuel pressure 150, and then in this case will be default. Something that I forgot earlier to mention, once you set up the fuel pressure, you have to go to outputs, and then you have to go to fuel system, and then here you have to change this from nominal to measured. I still have to put set up the fuel pressure regulator. I have to convert this. Actually, let me change it to see, because I don't know how much is that on PSIs, and that way I can just, I need to put this in 43.5. I have to make sure that the fuel pressure regulator is actually calibrated for 43.5 without any vacuum. So it's something that I have to do as well.